friends used to come by, and they would say, "Wow, Vera, look how big you've grown." And I'd be like, "Listen, lady, I was 5 the last time you saw me. I'm 10 now. Of course I've grown." As I rolled my eyes back into 1983. Bitch. Time doesn't have a pilot's license. It literally never flies. It moves like we're all on the same Greyhound bus. There's weirdos in there, it smells funny, and who knows what that guy in the corner is doing with his hands. Time moves at its very exact pace, and when we were kids, it used to move kind of slow. I felt like I was always saying, "I'm bored." I don't know if your kids ever say that. "I'm bored." Yeah, I used to say that all the time. We're no longer bored as adults. We have to, pay taxes and match our own socks, speaking of socks, and we have to cut our own toenails. It's a lot of work. Time flies when you're dead inside, is what I'm saying. You ever put your symptoms into ChatGPT or Google and it spits out your diagnosis? I've done this. And I'm no more a doctor than Dr. Phil. And you know what he got his doctorate in? Orthopedics. And just because you like your cans in a certain order in the pantry, that doesn't mean you have OCD. And have you ever been waiting for hanky-panky while your partner's taking their socks and shoes on and off 16 times? Things are drying up. That's my ex. And just because you like dinosaurs does not mean you're on the spectrum. It means you're a nerd, but doesn't mean you're on the spectrum. Speaking of nerds, my favorite dinosaur is a pterodactyl. I think we should bring them back to thin out the population. Now, I'm not saying they should pick up the small children that Javier's been dropping on the floor, but I do think that they could get rid of people with stupid hobbies, like ice fishermen and cyclists. I'm sorry, but if you're riding a bicycle, you better have had a DUI. That's what I'm saying. They could swoop in and pick up that Great Dane in your neighbor's backyard that's been barking all night, keeping you up at night. Yeah, that would be great for that. They could pick up people that are slow drivers in the fast lane. Yeah, exactly. That's a good one. And DMV employees. And vegans. Speaking of not getting any sleep, well, as far as I'm concerned, when I've been getting older, I turned 50 last year, I'll be 51 in a couple weeks, and getting old is weird. I mean, nobody tells you what to expect. You're just hit with stuff. The same way nobody tells pregnant women that hemorrhoids could be part of the deal. Yeah, nobody talks about it, but it could be part of the deal. And nobody tells you at what age your back is no longer good enough to do a 69. Or pick up Legos for that matter. When I turned 50, I started calling people young man and young lady. There's 2 young ladies in the front row. I would definitely call you young lady, right? And the more I call people young man and young lady, that is in direct proportion to how big my underpants are getting. I'm no longer in my pretty girl era. I'm comfortable yet bangable. And there is lace trim on my underpants. They do start up here and end down here. There's lace trim somewhere. No, I turned into a dog when I got to be older. If I lay down for even 5 minutes, I've got to stretch when I get up. And I go in a circle before I sit down. And also when you get older, nobody tells you that you start doing weird things with your time, like pickleball. And nobody tells you that. And you start getting really excited when your Tupperware bottoms and tops all match each other. Anyone else? Yeah. It's super exciting when they all match and line up in the pantry real nice. Wait, maybe I do have OCD. So I do have a boyfriend, I know, shocker. And woman says, I don't care where you pick something, you've got 3 tries to pick exactly what she had in her mind. You're in trouble, mister. If a woman says it's laundry day, that could be clean sheets and she might be open for business. If a man says it's laundry day, actually I've never heard a man say it's laundry day. Another one that's very different, men versus women, is lotion beside the bed. I'll let you guys figure that one out. I don't want to explain it. When I go on a date with a man, I wear a sundress or a pretty dress, and I'll curl my hair, put makeup on, much like I look tonight. And when I go on a date with a woman, I wear basketball shorts, Crocs, and a backwards baseball cap. I basically look like a 14-year-old boy. And I like women for the same reason 14-year-old boys do. Movies. No, I did go on a date with a guy once that wanted me to dress like a 14-year-old boy. That was weird. But that's a story for another time. You guys have been fabulous. Thank you very much. Have a great night.
Give it up for Vera.